everybody.
Hi, Ben.
For those who don't know me, my name is Ben, and I have been Tim's friend for over 25 years. We met when our families both moved into the same neighborhood, 2 doors down from one another. And from that point on, we did just about everything together. Our interests were the same as any other 5-year-old boys at the turn of the century. Sports, Star Wars, Burger King, and Pokemon. And we were thrilled to have someone to share those hobbies with. Combining those last two, we managed to collect all 57 Pokemon toys given away at Burger King. I'm actually going to ask for another round of applause for our moms. Because every time we got a duplicate, we made them go back up to the cashier and ask for a new one. We were a year apart in school, so we never really had class together, but we always stayed close, and we formed the friend group of a lifetime with dozens of other kids in the neighborhood, most of whom are seated throughout the room tonight. And Tim was our unofficial ringleader. We all admired Tim. He's always been the person who everyone in the group wanted around. There were days where everybody was home except the Arsenault, and we just didn't do anything. We didn't say anything. Tim's just the person who brings everybody together. And I very quickly realized at Tim's bachelor party that he maintained that trait throughout all phases of his life, seeing how much all of his friends, whether they're from Media, Ohio, or Florida, cared about him. But Tim isn't perfect. Those of us who know him well have probably seen him make some questionable decisions. The first time I saw Tim make a bad decision was at Dave & Buster's sometime in the early 2000s. We were there with our dads. It was probably one of our birthdays, and we were ready to have one of the best nights of our lives. That was quickly derailed when Tim ordered a cheeseburger for dinner with a tall glass of chocolate milk on the side. See, Anchorman hadn't come out yet, so we didn't have Ron Burgundy to teach us that sometimes milk is a bad choice. Tim got sick about 30 seconds into his cheeseburger, and the night was over like that. During his time at the University of Ohio, thank goodness I wasn't there to witness, but apparently he was the life of the party, even putting his body on the line for the cause. I can think of no better example than his heroic jump from the window of a house into an above-ground pool at a house party, which resulted in the nastiest bruise I've ever seen in my entire life. But I'm sure a part of you would do it all over again in the name of having a good time and being able to tell a good story. Then after graduating, Tim announced he was moving to Florida. It's great. There are a few things those of us up in the Northeast know about Florida. Disney World, palm trees, and Florida Man. You know Florida Man. We all know Florida Man, right? So when I would open up the news, like the first year he was down there, and see a headline like, Florida Man throws alligator through drive-through window, I would hold my breath as I clicked the link. And couldn't breathe a sigh of relief until I saw somebody else's mugshot. Because I saw hundreds of headlines like that, and about half of them I think Tim would be willing to do as a 22-year-old on the right day. But then Tim went down to Florida, and by some miracle, he ended up making the best decision of his life. When he met Lindsay and decided she was the person he wanted to spend the rest of his life with. Lindsay's amazing. She's brilliant, she's funny, and at the risk of sounding cliche, out of Tim's league in every respect. My favorite thing about Lindsay, though, is that she's a fighter. She will not hesitate to fight for the people she cares about. Growing up, Tim famously would never make a decision. I don't know, what do you guys think? Like, what do you want to do? I just said, like, we didn't even hang out if Tim wasn't there. Why is he making us choose? But now he has a person. A person who knows what he wants, maybe what he wants to order for dinner, where he wants to go, but also what he wants out of life. And regardless of how big or how small it is, she's gonna help him fight for it. And Tim isn't the same person he was 7 years ago. He's responsible, mostly. He thinks about the future. And most shockingly, he doesn't wear basketball shorts when it's 15 degrees outside. I saw him shivering last night and it was 55. Couldn't believe it. Seeing Tim and Lindsay together makes me happy. Not only because I see how much they enjoy one another's company, but selfishly, because I can feel confident that no matter how many miles away he is, my best friend's gonna be all right. So if you could all please raise your glass with me. Cheers to the happy couple.